guys. Now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, you may be seated. All right. Mr. Madam Attorney, can we have perhaps the zoning director read his opening statement and swear in the speakers?
Yes, Mr. Chair, but before that, a motion to set the agenda would be in order.
It's been moved by Commissioner Cohen-Higgins, seconded by Commissioner Steinberg. All in favor of setting the agenda, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. All right, show the agenda hereby set. Director?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In accordance with the Code of Miami-Dade County, all items to be heard today have been legally advertised in the newspaper. Notice have been mailed and the properties have been posted. Additional copies of the agenda are available here in the chambers. Items will be called up to be heard by agenda number and name of applicant. Please note, board action on any item at today's meeting may be reconsidered and additional action may be taken on such an item at the same meeting. Applicants and members of the public may wish to govern themselves accordingly. The record in the file for the hearing on each application will include documents from the public, agencies, the Department of Regulatory and Economic Resources, and where there's an appeal from the Community Zoning Appeals Board, we also have the transcripts from those hearings. All documents are physically present today, available to all interested parties, and available to the members of the Board of County Commissioners who may examine these items from the record during the hearing. Parties have the right of cross-examination. This statement, along with the fact that all witnesses have been sworn in, shall be included in any transcript of these proceedings. In addition, there's an official translator present in the chambers for those individuals requiring such assistance. Will the clerk please swear in the witnesses?
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Thank you. Interpreters. Do you swear or affirm that you will make the true interpretation of the questions asked and testimony given? Thank you.
All right, and Director, I understand we have some requests for deferrals.
We have, sorry, my mic wasn't on. We have two requests on the zoning agenda for deferrals. The first request for deferral is 8C2, Valence Investments, application number Z20240000214. We've had no protests and no waiver of support for this application.
Move to defer.
Can we do them all at the same time or no?
Sure.
Can you just read all the deferrals?
Will do. The next one is 8C4, Miami Country Day, application number Z20240000270. We had two protests and no waiver of support for this application.
Okay. Only those two? There's one, but in CDMP, I guess we'll do that one separately. All right, so it's been moved by Commissioner Cohen-Higgins.
Second.
Defer, seconded by Commissioner Regalado. All in favor of the deferral, signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. All right, show those two items deferred.
And Mr. Chairman, that was to the next meeting on October 23rd.
That is correct.
Okay.
And should we move into the CDMP for purposes of the deferral?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
All right.
Item.
Show us on
Excuse me, item
CDMP. Do you need to
3B.
read anything or?
No, sir. Item 3B, 3B supplement 3B1.
All right, show it deferred by Commissioner Cohen-Higgins, seconded by Commissioner Regalado. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay.
And that is also to the next meeting, as stated.
That is correct. All right, so are we back on zoning? Should we take up 3A3 supplement and 3A1 at this time?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The first CDMP item is a small-scale application previously heard on first reading and is before you today for public hearing and final action. I will now read the ordinance title and also reference the companion resolution in the event the board wishes to convert the item to a standard application and transmit. However, if the board takes final action today on the small scale, the companion resolution will be deemed withdrawn. The CDMP item also has a concurrent zoning application associated with it. A single public hearing will be held and incorporated into the record as to both CDMP and zoning items, and this hearing will be conducted in accordance with quasi-judicial principles. Item 3A, this is an ordinance relating to Miami-Dade County Comprehensive Development Master Plan, providing disposition of application number CDMP 2024-14, located between Southwest 157 Avenue and 159 Avenue, and between Southwest 276 Street and Southwest 280 Street, filed by Lennar Homes LLC in the October 2024 cycle to amend the county CDMP, providing severability exclusion from the code and effective date. That's along with 3A supplement, and then the companion resolution I mentioned is 3A1. This is a public hearing for both these items and the zoning item.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open up public hearing for both items at this time. And I have about 6 speakers registered to speak, all in favor. I have no oppositions registered. Would you all wish to just waive and support rather than coming up to speak? It's up to you.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Hugo Garza, 701 Brickell Avenue. We'd be happy for them just to waive. They don't need to speak.
Okay, with that, then I'm going to go ahead and close public hearing and recognize the commissioner from the 8th District for a potential motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Do you have a presentation on this application, Mr. Arza?
I do have a presentation, Commissioner.
How much time do you need for the presentation?
Oh, I mean, for the full presentation, I'd probably need 10 minutes, but I could hit the highlights in less time than that if you wish.
Could you hit the highlights for us, please?
Okay. If it can be brought up, let me. So again, thank you and good morning. Hugo Arza, 701 Brickell Avenue. Pleasure to be before you once again. This parcel, and I'm trying to move. Here we go, is approximately 20 acres. It is on the west side of US 1 between 276th and 280th Street and 157th and 159th Avenue. And our request on the CDMP side is to go to low density with a 1 density increase, the DI1 increase, and we are implementing the design guidelines for that. That would yield up to 13 units to the acre. However, we have voluntarily proffered a covenant that caps us at closer to 10 units to the acre. And you'll see that shortly. Here you see the existing and proposed land use, and I think honestly, beyond the existing and proposed zoning, which as you can see starts to indicate what's in the area, I think that the next couple of slides are the important ones. This parcel is entirely within the half-mile radius from the busway from US 1, and so under that development pattern, we could have proceeded to a mixed-use development with 36 units to the acre. Our request is obviously far more modest in recognition of the fact that the neighborhood, particularly as you move into the neighborhood, probably doesn't merit that density or mixed use. But again, that could have yielded close to 800 units in that capacity, and we're below 200. We're at 198 units. The smart plan, I don't think I need to show you guys. This other slide looks a lot like the last one, but I want to highlight a couple of points. Our density for our property, which is around 10, as you can see, because it's a little further to the west, we are bringing that down from the density that's occurred closer to US 1. And I think it's creating that sort of feathered effect as you move into the community. And we took that into recognition. So the applications, the 2 squares that you see on the east side of 157th Avenue there are effectively at a higher density than this one, which continues to be a little further west. And we did that strategically. We understand that as you move more into a community, you should do that. But obviously it is accessible to the busway. We have a concurrent zoning application for you today for the 198 townhomes, and would ask for your obviously favorable recommendation of that. Proposed site plan for you to see. I think a couple of the highlights to hit. We have a dog park. We have a tot lot. This is not a gated community. This is not a closed community. Those will be available to the community at large. These streets will be built out, and folks will be able to enjoy those. And speaking of streets, as we know, when development comes in, roads get built, right? The adjacent road that you have to your project. We have a series of avenues and streets in that area, and that network and that grid in that area is starting to become a little more robust because as development comes in, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. I get it, right? When we meet with the neighbors, and I'll touch on our meetings with the neighbors shortly, but there's, our roads aren't sufficiently developed for the traffic, but then the development that comes in is the one that's going to build those roads. But we are going to build those roads, and that's a reality, and we do anticipate that it's all going to get better for that reason. So here are some of the ingress and egress points. And a lot of these slides, obviously staff's recommendation and impact fees, but I want to get to our neighborhood outreach, because a lot of those slides were the ones that we relied on with the neighbors, and our CDMP covenant, which again is principally a density covenant and a series of other issues that have become fairly standard. Neighborhood outreach summary in the last minute and a half that I have, extensive. We've had multiple in-person meetings, multiple Zoom meetings. As recently as last night, we were circulating answers to frequently asked questions about the development. We, like I said, have been meeting with them for months. We did door knocking, and so you see some of the doors that were knocked. Letters of support along businesses on US 1 that want to have more residents that come and use their businesses. Here is the log of neighbors, 18 neighbors at the first meeting, another 8 neighbors at the second meeting. Engagement with neighbors, you see all the neighbors with the little blue, like we met with all of them. One of the previous slides show all of the neighbors to the south and west, and we knocked on those doors. The outcome of the discussion with the neighbors, most tangibly beyond answering some of the questions that they had about the development, we have agreed, you can see it's tough at this scale, but it says up there proposed sidewalk. So that is the community to the west, not built by Lennar, not a Lennar community. When that community was constructed, for whatever reason, they did not have to build a sidewalk to access their mailbox kiosk. As you all know, mailboxes are centralized now. We have agreed, even though it's not our project, to go ahead and help them by constructing on the public right-of-way, and we'll seek a right-of-way permit from the county. We've made that commitment to them and are happy to echo that today. So staff recommendation for both of them. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for doing that under 5 minutes, and I appreciate the brevity of the presentation. The sidewalk that you negotiated with the neighbors, is that reduced to a covenant, or is that only a commitment?
We've made it as a commitment. It's not a covenant. It's not in the CDMP or declaration, but it could be a condition to an approval without
I
it.
would like it for it to be a condition of approval, and to the attorneys, however, we can memorialize that. I don't know whether the oral representations on the record are sufficient, or whether there needs to be something reduced to writing, but I would like the sidewalk to be a covenant, not just a commitment.
Commissioner, in terms of the companion zoning item is just a district boundary change. So typically we don't recommend conditioning those, and conditions are memorialized in covenants. I don't know if Mr. Arza has a suggestion. Perhaps there could be a separate covenant that's submitted after the fact that's different, or it could be revised in this one and in the current one, either the CDMP or the zoning
Yeah, I mean,
covenant.
probably easier to just revise our current zoning covenant and add that condition.
Would that be done today?
I would defer to Mr. Arza, but they may need some time to.
Just to get the signatures, we would need to have the owners of the property re-sign, but we would ask for your standard. We'll agree to it today and then just re-execute with that language and have it here within whatever you all want to give us. I think you usually give us 30 days, but 20 days, whatever the case may be.
So they could file it by the next hearing, which is October 23rd?
Yeah, I mean, we could agree to file it, whatever, as soon as we have it.
Okay, you have counsel, I believe, wanting to speak to you.
I'm being told by the client that it might be easier to do an additional one, so maybe we would just propose an additional standalone covenant that just has the sidewalk condition. I think either way, the commissioner's
Okay.
wishes.
That'll be great, and that'll be filed by October 23rd, correct?
I'm happy for that to be the deadline.
And
We
as a
expect to get it in
condition
soon.
of the approval today, is that permissible to our attorneys?
Yes, I think we could add it as a condition of the CDMP approval, but it could be an additional zoning covenant. And
Okay,
I could,
perfect.
if that's what
Yeah,
Mr. Arza is.
I understand we can't condition the zoning, so.
And thank you, Abby, for walking us through that. I appreciate the community outreach. I appreciate the fact that our community council recommended an adoption with staff's recommendations, as did our planning advisory board. And I also appreciate the fact that you're within the half mile of our transit way and that you are declining density, even though you're within the half mile, understanding, of course, the nature of our community. So with that, I move to approve consistent with staff's recommendations.
All right, it's been moved, it's been seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry. At the appropriate time, I just wanted to add something to the motion, just per their representation.
Down would be the appropriate time. And I just want to make sure, Abby, too, if you could answer. I'm pretty sure I'm clear on this, but we're approving it he'll file this by that next date,
Correct.
but we're not re-litigating this, we're not rehearing this. Okay, it's approved today.
Yeah, that's just the deadline
It's
by
a
which we would have
condition,
to provide
but it's
approval.
not coming back to us, okay.
So this is the motion for the CDMP. It'd be approval per staff recommendation with acceptance of the proffered CDMP covenant, with the additional condition that the applicants submit an additional standalone zoning covenant with the separate sidewalk condition, and that be submitted with all of the appropriate joinders before October 23rd.
Perfect.
It's been moved, it's been seconded. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Cohen Higgins,
4. And, Mr. Chair, I just wanted to say thank you to the residents who came out to speak. I know they waved in support, but I know it's a long drive, so thank you all for coming to speak.
Senator Garcia. Commissioner Gonzalez.
4.
Commissioner Milian Orbis. Commissioner Regalado. Commissioner Steinberg. Chairman Rodriguez.
I vote yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I think you got to do.
All right.
Do you need a separate vote for zoning? Yes, I think you need one more vote.
All right, for CD, for A3A1, AC3. C3, and the zoning director needs to read his.
Go ahead, zoning director.
Application 8C3, George Alvarez, Z20240000238. We had 18 protests and 0 waves of support.
All right, Commissioner from District A, you're recognized for a motion.
I move the companion zoning application consistent with staff's recommendations. If that's sufficient, I don't know if Abby wants to add anything. Okay.
He's waving and smiling, so it's been moved by Commissioner Cohen-Higgins and it's been seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Garcia. Commissioner Gonzalez. Commissioner Milian Orbis. Commissioner Regalado. Commissioner Steinberg. Commissioner Cohen-Higgins.
I vote yes.
Chairman Rodriguez.
I vote yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Congratulations. All right, now we are on 8C1.
8C1, K.E. Reyes Property Management, application number Z20230000526. We've had no protests, no waiver support for this application.
All right, public hearing is open, I guess, on both of these. Is it just one item? I have no public speakers registered to speak, so public hearing is now closed. I see that the applicant is eager to walk up to the podium. You're welcome to approach. But Commissioner from District 4, you're recognized for a potential motion.
Yes. Of course, I'll let you talk for a minute, but I do have some comments.
Okay, I'm actually here to ask for, to be sent back to CZAB 7. We're trying to get a declaration of restriction that we want to tie to the opinion of title, and the attorney is not finished with it yet, and I want to submit it together. So could we be bumped to the next hearing?
Okay, so
Renee Martinez, I'm sorry.
thank you. This is my concern with this application.
Yes.
Staff usually doesn't recommend denial of these applications, and they had a litany of reasons as to why they had concerns with this particular applications. You're asking for 9 variances. It seems very intense. This is a small single-family residential community, and the uses may be intense, but I'd like staff to please let us know their thoughts on this, because I'm inclined at this time to deny this application. However, it's without prejudice, meaning you can come back with a less intense application, but yes.
Thank you,
Which is
Commissioner.
rare, by the way.
Or I'm happy to answer any questions if there are questions. I don't know if.
I can briefly go over our denial, the reason for the denial. So the first reason is both the CDMP map and the zoning map are residential, and they're proposing an office in a residential neighborhood. And in certain cases, you can have an office in a neighborhood like this, but you need to be on a major roadway. You need to have office uses on the same block face. So this application does not have that. It will be the first office use on this block, and that could always lead to more applications coming in and changing the whole character of this neighborhood. And then the other reason, the number of variances, it's a very intense application of development onto the property. In your list, it shows 6 non-use variances, but we listed a couple together. Actually, it's 9. It's 9 different things that they're asking to waive in the code. They're building too much on the property, basically. So those are the main reasons why I recommend denial.
Yeah, and so typically, you know, in these situations, I really do rely on staff's recommendation, because they were very adamant about the concerns that they articulated, and I tend to agree. So I'm going to deny this particular application today, but I want you to come back with a less intense application.
Second.
Okay, so it's been moved to deny. It's been
For
seconded
staff, yeah.
per staff recommendation. It's been seconded by Commissioner Cohen-Higgins. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Gonzalez.
4.
Commissioner Milian Orbis. Commissioner Regalado, Commissioner Steinberg, Commissioner Quinn-Higgins, Senator Garcia, Chairman Rodriguez.
I vote yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right, thank you. All right, and then our last item, guys, is my last, right? Yes. 4A, 4A supplement, and 4A1. This is in District 9. He sent an absent memo, I understand, but he did not specify if he wanted this deferred or not. So what is the will of the board?
Move to defer.
Yeah, our practice has been to, there's no speakers, but our practice has been to kind of defer.
Yeah, move to defer.
All right, it's been
Second.
moved to defer by Commissioner Cohen-Higgins, seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. All in favor of the deferral signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Show the item deferred to the next meeting, October 20, that. All right, show us adjourned.
Constituents a seat at the table.
The situation that we have now is intolerable. In fact, it's a form of tyranny because we, the users and the tenants at the airport, have no representation whatsoever. In fact, it's even worse than that because the commissioners are appointed by a board that has the city council that has made it clear that they want to violate our rights by shutting us down and closing the airport.
Others said that legislators have an obligation to consider the city's role in governing the airport.
I'm perplexed as